In the last 2 years, I've grown 4 faceless Instagram pages to over 1 million followers and turned down multiple 6-figure offers to buy them. And I've done every bit of it faceless, never showed my face, never said my name, and never recorded a single piece of content myself. This probably sounds like a flex, but I'm telling you this because I want you to understand something before we start. This is a real skill and it's completely learnable. And it's one of the few things online where a normal person with no audience can build a genuine asset from scratch. And in this video, I'm gonna give you the entire system, 7 steps all the way from picking your niche to eventually exiting your page for 6 figures or more. I won't gatekeep anything in this video, so do what I say and you're already ahead of 95% of people who try this and quit after 2 months. Quick one for anyone new, a faceless Instagram page is an account on Instagram built around a specific topic, a sport, hobby, industry or mindset that you grow to hundreds of thousands or sometimes even millions of followers without ever showing yourself on camera. Because you are not the brand, the topic is. And these faceless accounts aren't just for clout, some of them are actually turning into serious money. The most famous one of course is the collection of meme pages that sold to Warner Bros for over $85 million. Now of course that's the absolute top and it's not going to be me or you, at least for now, but a page that brings in a couple $1,000s a month and that you can eventually sell for over 6 figures is very doable, because I've literally done it more than once. The reason this works is simple, because attention is the most valuable thing on the internet right now, and a faceless page is a machine for collecting attention around a specific group of people. And once you own that attention, you have different ways to monetize that, so let me show you how to build it. Step number 1 is to pick your niche, and everything starts with the theme. And if you get this wrong, everything else is going to become a lot harder. Right now there are 2 things that matter. The first one is, are you genuinely into it? Because you are going to be researching this topic and making content about it for months before it pays you anything real. And if you pick a niche just for the sake of making money, you're not going to be consistent and you're never going to get to that point where it actually starts to pay you serious money. And I've seen this happen countless of times where people pick the wrong niche and end up quitting super fast. So pick a niche that you actually care about so it feels like a hobby and not work. The second thing that matters is, does the audience have money and actually spends it? This is the part that most people actually ignore, but if you have a lot of followers but all people are completely broke and never spent money on anything, you still don't have a business. You actually want an audience that already spends money on the topics that you post about. So a niche that hits both passion and spending are usually niches in the 3 core desires of people that are health, wealth or relationships. So I always recommend sticking around those themes and just pick a sub niche that you're interested in. So the sweet spot is a topic you genuinely love, followed by people who are actively spending money. It is just very important that you don't go too broad and just pick a topic like business or motivation, because it's too broad and there are already probably hundreds if not thousands of other pages that are posting without a direction that are going too broad as well. So you're going to be competing with them if you're not too specific. So especially when you're starting out, make sure that you create content for only a specific group of people, that you don't try to reach everyone on the platform. For example, a page that I grew to 1 million is in the philosophy niche, and the group of people that I'm targeting is people that struggle with self-worth and overcoming their problems. So you can see that this is a lot more specific than just posting mindset content. Or another page that I run is in the tech and AI space, where I share the latest updates about AI and technology that people can implement in their daily lives. And you can see as well that this is way more specific than just saying that I post news or business content. If you do this correctly, you will have a super loyal audience that will always engage with your content. Because if you don't do this and you post random content all the time, your followers are not always going to engage with it, and that's going to slow down your growth. Step number 2 is to set up the account. So now we're actually going to build the profile, and it consists of 4 main parts. The first one is your username, and this literally represents your brand, so keep it short. Avoid numbers, dots, underscores wherever you can. Just keep it clean, because those things make your brand look cheap, and you don't want to have that when you want to sell advertising or any sort of product. What I recommend to do is to either go to ChatGPT or go to Claude, give it keywords within your niche and just let it come up with IDs. Now of course AI doesn't know what names are taken or not, so just play around a little bit until you come across something that is available and you actually like. Just make sure it's relevant to your niche and you actually think it's cool and you're good to go. Next up is the logo, and you shouldn't overcomplicate this part. What I recommend to do is to look at what competitors do that are successful, take their logos, feed it into Gemini or Claude and let it come up with alternatives related to your username and your brand colors. That way you can go with a logo that's proven to work already for other pages on Instagram, and you literally don't have to spend any time on designing it. Now of course don't exactly copy it, you still gotta make changes to it, but just use a proven framework. And most importantly, just keep it clean and minimalistic. If you take a look at all the biggest companies in the world like McDonald's, Nike, Apple, they all have super simple logos, so don't try to come up with something crazy because it won't work. It just needs to be recognizable, that's all. Next is the name field, and this is something that literally almost everyone wastes. Your username is the brand, but your name field is your SEO. If you've got a tech page, for example, your name field should be something like this: tech news, updates, artificial intelligence, just keywords that are relevant to your niche. So whenever someone searches for those keywords, your brand will actually show up as well, and it's basically just free exposure. And finally, we've got your bio. And your first line should always be the reason why someone should follow you. Basically, your unique value stated clearly. So for a tech page, again, it could be something like the latest tech news posted every single day. That way, people instantly know what your page is about, and that's what you want. For the second line, I always go with my contact details so brands can reach out to me for partnerships or other stuff, and save the very last line for a call to action later. But for now, just leave monetization alone because we're not there yet. And I want to double down on this. Be super clear on what the first line of your bio is and what your unique values are, so you actually give people a reason to follow you instead of 500 other pages in your niche. Because if you can't give people a reason why they should follow you, you probably have a lot more work to do before you actually start posting content. Step number 3 is content, and this is literally the whole game. This is a step that makes or break you. So listen closely, because good content literally makes everything else 10 times easier. Great growth strategies on top of great content is a rocket ship, but great growth strategies on top of average content is like pushing a boulder uphill forever. But, and this is important, don't let that pressure freeze you, and here's the reframe. When you're brand new, this is the safest time in your journey to be bad, because you have no audience, no one's watching, and you've got literally nothing to lose. And that is the best environment to test, fail, and figure out what's working. The people who wait until their content is perfect to post never end up posting. So start now, post consistently, and aim to make your content better every single day. That compounding improvement is literally the entire game. Now here's the trap that almost everyone falls into, and I fell into as well back when I started out. They find a bigger page in their niche and straight up repost their content. And look, this can work, it worked for me before as well. You can grow a lot of followers fast, but you don't build an actual brand or community. You are simply not unique, and whenever someone else starts to do that as well, you're literally gone. Leveraging other people's content is completely fine, and I constantly do it, but you gotta give it your own spin. For example, add a fresh hook to it, add your own opinion to it, add context to it, put multiple pieces of content together into something that never existed before. The difference between a repost page and a brand is that the brand actually transforms the content into something new instead of just directly reposting it. And that is exactly how the biggest pages on Instagram like Puberty or Wealth are running their content systems as well. And yes, that is slower, it takes more time, it takes more skill, but that is exactly why it works, because no one else is doing that. The pages that build the strongest brands are the ones that actually took the time to learn how to create genuinely good content. Yes, it will slow you down for a couple weeks, but it will pay you back for years. Step number 4 is getting to your first 10,000 followers, and this is where most people quit. So let me give you 3 levers that actually move it. Lever 1 is content. Yes, again, I know, but if your content is genuinely good, people will just follow you, because the better your content is, the better the engagement will be, and that signals to the algorithm to push it to more people, which in the end results to more followers. And that is simply the fastest way to blow up right now, so don't try any growth hacks, just make your content better. Lever number 2 is leave genuine comments. This is the single best free growth strategy that has ever existed, and it has worked in every single era of Instagram. Back when I started out, I literally abused it, and it helped me just get my first couple thousand followers to build off later down the line. Here's how it works. You already consume content in your niche, right? So instead of just watching it, what you should do is leave a genuine comment. That can be your take on the quote, the news, whatever, right? Now your name and comment are sitting in front of thousands of people who are interested in the exact same topics that you post about. And that is literally the most targeted audience you can ask for. So let's say you leave 50 comments a day on a post that on average gets over 500,000 views. That is 25 million views collectively. And your username and your comments will show up there. Now obviously only a fraction of the people are actually going to see your comment and decide to follow you, but a fraction of 25 million can still be over 100 targeted followers every single day. And the best part is that you can do this for free. It just takes like half an hour to an hour a day to do this. This worked back in 2022 when I started out, and it still works today, because the human behavior behind it never changes. Just make it a daily habit, especially when you're starting out, because it's definitely worth it. Lever number 3 is collaborations, and I'm gonna keep this one short. But basically what you need to do is find pages with a similar size or preferably bigger and just do collaborations with them so you can leverage their audience, and in return they can of course leverage your audience as well, so you both can grow faster. It's completely free to do, just make sure that the pages you do collaborations with are actually in the same niche, because otherwise obviously it won't work. Now sitting underneath all these 3 is the real magic, which is compounding. If you do everything right, the first month you may gain 1,000 followers, but with the same exact effort in month 3 you can gain over 50,000 followers. The only thing that changed is your momentum, because you got better at content, the algorithm understands your page better, or maybe you had a bigger audience to push it to because you've gained a couple thousand followers in the previous months. And that is exactly why compounding is so important. The best example is Alex Hormozi. Everybody knows him now. But in June 2021, he only gained 800 followers. Look at him now, gaining over 100,000 followers every single month. Same guy, same face, and he probably was making the same style of content years ago. The difference is, he let it compound and never stopped. Most people run for 2 months and then quit right before they really start taking off. So please don't quit before the momentum starts kicking in. Step number 5 is monetization. Most important thing I'll say for this section is do not start here. I say people trying to monetize from day one on, but that's literally killing their page. And it's not because the link in your bio will hurt your reach, but it's because they have the wrong focus. They try to make money while they should actually try to improve their content so they can actually grow their following to monetize it later down the line. Grow first, build the audience and the system, and then monetize. And when you do, there are 3 main ways, and I would climb them in this exact order. Number 1 is sponsored posts. Someone pays you to promote their page, product, or business. Depending on the size of your brand, that can be anything from $20 to multiple thousands for every single post. Make sure to start here because it's guaranteed income and it will actually show you what converts on your page and what not. To sell these properly, just build a media kit with your pricing and just simply test. Offer stories, feed posts, and bulk packages for 1, 3, 5, or 10 posts and just simply see how the market reacts. If everyone buys the promos, you're probably not charging enough, and if no one bites, then your prices are just simply too high. So make sure you find the sweet spot in the middle. Just keep in mind that whoever is paying you is almost always making more, which is exactly the lesson that you need to learn in order to move on to the next step, which is affiliate marketing. Once you understand what actually converts on your page, you gotta move up here. You simply promote a product and you earn a commission, usually between 30 to 60% for every sale that you make. Here's the key that most people actually miss. Just simply look at your page and see what is going viral and find a product around that. Because your top performing posts are literally the map that shows you what your audience actually cares about or what they struggle with. Because if you have the wrong product, you can promote so much and still make almost no money. But if you have the right product that genuinely fits, you can do a couple posts to promote it and make a lot more money than just with sponsored posts. The only downside here, of course, is that you don't build your own business, you're just making someone else money, but it's good to bring in some cash flow while you're still learning and to actually understand what works on your page and what not. The third way to monetize your account, which also has the highest ceiling, is to build your own business. But obviously, this requires the most work. You identify a real pain point in your audience, build a product, and then simply sell it. A course, an ebook, consulting, done for you work, it can be everything that you can package your knowledge into. And the math here is beautiful, so instead of charging like $100 for a sponsored post, you can promote your own business and land a client that pays you hundreds of dollars every single month. But of course, you have to build the skill, you have to test the offer and actually deliver on it as well, so it requires a lot more time. So I recommend building this in the background while you're still monetizing through sponsored posts and affiliate products, and by the time you have figured it out, you can start launching your own business. So the ladder is sponsored posts for guaranteed income and actually testing what works on your page, then affiliate products based on what's already going viral on your page, then eventually your own product or service if you want to reach the biggest ceiling. Step number 6 is to outsource it. This is a step that takes your page from a job into an asset. Right now, I have people that are running my accounts from day to day. I do nothing on it. Posts go out, pages grow, and revenue comes in. That's the dream, right? And it's completely doable. There are 2 rules that make it work. The first one is trust, because in the end, you're gonna have someone in the account, so it needs to be someone that you actually trust, that they're not gonna do anything stupid and take the account, right? So this only works with the right person, so take your time to find someone. I personally only hire people that I've known for a super long time or I know in person. The second rule is the payment structure. I'm not a big fan of paying someone the same amount every single month. What I like to do is give them a base pay and then also a performance bonus. So that means that if they do a really good job and the post grows a lot, or we made X amount of money, that I give them a percentage of that. So they're actually incentivized to do a really good job. Because if they always get the same paycheck every single month, of course they're not going to do the best that they can. And also, if you have a slower month, which you will have, because it's not only going to go up all the time, you don't have to pay as much as if you were to pay a fixed salary every single month. But now, of course, you can't just give someone your page and be like, hey, here it is, grow it for me, good luck. You need to hand them a system. That means building an SOP, which means standard operating procedures. Your content SOP should include all the things like how you're finding your content, how you're editing it, how you've grown your brand, and also a list of competitors for research purposes. Basically, every repeatable thing that you do needs to be written down so someone else can do it for you. And here's the key, don't make your SOPs when you're just starting, right? Like first fine tune everything and actually see what's working before you create your SOPs. Because when everything is actually working, you've got the winning formats, you're actually growing, you hand them a winning system. And that's why it's so important to actually learn the skills yourself first and actually grow a following before you start to outsource this to other people, because otherwise you simply can't manage them. If you do this correctly, you should be getting your own results if you follow the previous steps, and then if you document everything into SOPs, your page manager or editor should get results too. Congratulations, you just bought back your time. Step number 7 is to actually exit the page, if you want to, of course. But first, the crucial bit. Selling an Instagram page is technically against the Instagram guidelines. So you don't sell an Instagram page, you sell it as a business. And that framing changes what you need to have ready in order to sell. It means your finances need to be clear and completely on track. You need to have a clear overview of how much the page is bringing in, what the monthly costs are, and what the exact net profit is. Basically, the buyer needs to know exactly how much the page makes, because they're not just buying followers, they're buying an actual business for cash flow. And if you combine that with all the SOPs that you've built, you're not just selling an Instagram page, you're selling an entire business with complete systems behind it. And that's a completely different thing and also worth a completely different amount. Here's exactly how these pages get valued. A business like this usually gets sold for what it makes in a year times 3 or times 4, which means that if you make around $30,000 in profit every single year, you can sell it for over $100,000. And this is exactly why the outsourcing part is so important. A page that runs without you and with clean books is worth so much more than a page where you have to edit all the content every single day and they actually need you to run it as well. Buyers pay a premium price for businesses they can just step into and run with a couple hours every single week. So build the systems, keep the books clean from day one, and if of course you get the right offer, you can sell it. But of course you can always keep it for monthly cash flow as well and just keep growing the brand. That's the entire system. 7 steps from picking your niche to eventually selling your page. None of this is complicated, there's no secret hack. It just takes doing the right things consistently and showing up long enough for the compounding to kick in, which is exactly the point where almost everyone else quits. By the way, tell me in the comments down below which of the 7 steps you want me to break down in a full video. And if you would like to directly work together with me so I can personally help you build or scale your own Instagram business, then down below I have a link where you can schedule a call with me personally where I can see if I can help you out. With that said, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.